Here we are. Welcome, Mr. Jihad Mohammed, at our live interview on Facebook. I was really proud that you gave me a call and that we could have this interview because I think there are lots of journalists out there and they all want to speak to you, I assume. And I'm very proud that you choose our magazine and our club, Saab Club Netherlands, to speak to you. So welcome, and I hope we have a fine and nice interview with you. Shall we start with a short introduction, starting with yourself?
We will stop, since you mentioned the journalist, let me start with a word that was given to me by a famous journalist that everybody thought is a friend. And he told me, don't blame me if I talk bad about you. He wanted this scoop. I prefer to give it to you because I know that it's going to come live and everybody will see it live. And he told me, don't blame me if I talk about you bad, because if you give a journalist the choice between the truth and a good report or good news, I will choose the good news, not the truth, because that's what makes me famous. Mm-hmm. Okay, so unfortunately, let's say I'm a good fat news in the last month in Sweden, and everybody want to invent stories, and everybody wants to make me Al Capone, and everybody wants to make me the dangerous guy, and the holy war, if you want to call it, or whatever they describe me with. Unfortunately, none of them is proven true. None of them is true. And the fact that I'm being criticized for my name, it's something I didn't choose. My parents gave me the name. I didn't choose it. I would love to be criticized for something that I do and I do wrong. I don't mind the criticism in order to do better. The introduction, I will set the introduction on EV Electra because I don't think anybody is interested for the last 50 years of my life before 50 EV Electra, where I was not even mentioned in any post. Mm-hmm. And I was a good guy in their eyes. So I became a bad guy when EV Electra existed. EV Electra started as an idea, as a concept. Okay, why not? We can do it. We did the first car actually in Europe, assemble it in Europe. We had to learn somehow from somebody. We don't have any car factories in the Middle East, so we don't get experience. People in Sweden, either they work with Koenigsegg, they work with Saab, they work with Volvo. There's a multiple companies to give you the life experience of a car assembly. In the Middle East, we don't have that. So we had to work with some European guys and then made our car in Europe. Then everybody attacked us, saying, why do you call this car is Arab? We didn't call it Arab. The media called it Arab. And you call it Palestinian car. And what's the challenge? You guys cannot make a car. So then we took the next challenge and registered the company in Beirut. Actually, the original company was in Canada, still in Canada. The mother company is still Canadian. And we did a company in Beirut where I live. I reside with my family and my kids. And we started doing R&D here. And in order to do R&D in Lebanon, you have to do something. There's no buzz. There's no, what do you call it, a main part to build a car on. So you have to bring cars and teach the people how the cars work, how everything, the designs, how the mechanical parts interact, the aerodynamics. So we bought more than 10 cars, not one or two, more than 10. Even a Tesla. And we broke it into pieces and we did the reverse engineering on it to learn. It's educational reasons because we have no other source. And this is where we started, and we were attacked from racist people, from people who hated the name, from people who hated everything. But then again, we were cool about it because that's the story of our life, to be attacked, and we love it. There's nothing called bad news. It's always good news. So this is EV Electra, and when the opportunity presented itself that NEVS was selling the company, the product, and the real estate, we jumped into the opportunity. It's a good opportunity. I didn't know Saab has so many fans. I didn't know as much as I know today. I knew that, okay, Saab was a good car. I was comparing it always to Volvo. I know friends who own Saab, so I called them. What do you think of the car? What about the the whole idea of the car. So I started to fall in love with it as much as I'm going with it. Not only a business side, knowing the story, knowing the history. And we come from ancestors. We talk about our 2,000 years old ancestors. So I love history. We started following and we started negotiating with them until the deal was almost ready to break because the real estate, they didn't have time or the situation was sold to someone else. And then I backed off, but then I was convinced, you know what, let me save what I can save today, and I will save what I can save tomorrow, and I'll work on the day after tomorrow. I cannot think of it today. So this is why we took the decision, okay, let's acquire the MLE, the bonds, the IP, the technology. Let's meet the engineers. I met the guys. These are guys who put 30 years of their life, and some of them more than 30 years of their life, building. I call Peter and Frank the father and the mother of Emily.
Yeah.
So definitely it's their baby. And you know what, when you see them talking about it, you feel that these guys really are the parents of the car. And I'm only the sponsor. I feel I'm only the sponsor. They're the owners. They're the father. They're the mother of the car. And here we go. You know the story from the 1st of December till today. We will talk about what the people have a lot of concerns about what happened in the media and all the news. I think you have a list of questions. We will answer all these questions. And then we will talk about how we see the future as best of what I can offer. You have to understand there's things I cannot offer for technicality reasons, but I'll do my best to satisfy the Saab fans. I will do my best to satisfy you. And this will be my gift for you for Happy New Year.
Okay, thank you very much. Very nice. Your first contacts with NEVS, are they dated in last year or was it this year? Then when you
No,
first...
it was actually, they were under contract not to talk to us. My first contact with them, I had to wait like a month before they accept to send me an email. The only response, we cannot talk to you, we are under contract. And I respected this. And I said, what is the date you're free? I think it was 10 October, 1st October, something like this. And then they said, okay, when the exclusivity contract goes away, then we can talk to you and give you.
Okay.
I had months.
Are you still in the process of financing the whole project? Are you still considering an IPO?
I'm considering everything. What does one doesn't contradict with the other one? Okay, are we financing? No, we don't need finance. Okay, number one. Okay, but more money is the merrier. Isn't that business is all about? Okay, so if I use my money, I use investors' money, but I don't take loans. That's the most important part. If you go back to the history of the dilemma you've been living since 2009, I think the Saab fans and everybody, you've been a dilemma from the beginning of the 20th century. And that beginning was because of debts. Every company that went bankruptcy because of the debt overcoming the value of it, and then they had to declare bankruptcy. And the next one come, and the next one come, and the next one come. And all of them had the same problem. Even Evergrande, who's a billionaire, his company was worth $500 billion. I mean, for God's sake, that's not a number you can imagine. Okay? But that company went bankruptcy because of debts. When you have problems and you have no debts, you can put your head down until the storm passes. But if you have debts, definitely you'll go down. Today, I can say EV Electra has zero debts. Okay. Zero loans, zero credit card bills. Even my personal credit card, that's the company card that I use, at the end of the month, it gets paid in full. So we have zero debts, not whatsoever. We're not planning to create debts. We will sell a part of the company to different investors, and that's what an IPO or reverse merger is about. But we will not have debts because then there'll be a family to us. If we add people as investors or anybody into the company, I will still own the majority. I will still run the show. Nothing is going to change because I cannot sell my shares for the next 3 years. I blocked it on myself. And because in 3 years I will retire, the company will be running by itself. But that is not borrowing money. That is something believe in the concept, and we will talk about it in the later stage.
Okay, great. What are the chances of the brand name of Saab returning? Did you hear my...
With the order I do with the name. Okay? And they failed. I prefer not even to knock on their door. I haven't spoken to them. I haven't tried to make a contact with them today because I believe let me do and show them. Let me succeed and then show them. And I think then it's going to be negotiable because I have proved myself and I proved that I can do it. But today I'm nobody for them. They never heard of me. I never heard of them. We can meet and tell them, give me your name. It's like asking a proposal for marriage. You don't go to a man, ask him to marry his daughter or ask the hand of his daughter before he gets to know you. So let me prove ourselves. Let us produce the first Emily GT part. We still have 3 other cars and we have a lot of cars in the development pipeline. But at least when I do Emily, I can go to them and say, I'm the guy who produced Emily. I'm the guy who took this company and protected its legacy. Please, I'm missing only the star on top of the tree. Can you give it to me? And I think at that point, they won't say no.
Okay, very clear. I have a question from our chairman of the Saab Club Netherlands, and he wanted to ask, his question is, Mr. Victor Muller, our Dutch Saab friend, was very enthusiastic and had a broad experience, but he did not succeed. What will make that you will get the job done?
Again, he did not say to develop a car, you need billions of dollars. You don't need 100 million. You don't need 200 million. You don't need 500 million. You need billions of dollars. Yes. Okay. I have inherited a developed car. It's missing 5% only. So I would say Emily cost around 2 to 3 billion to develop that I got for peanuts. It's not even worth the numbers. So I start not from zero up. He had to start from zero up and with a lot of debts on his shoulder. I start from the above ground, not from the hole, and with zero debts. And the only thing I see in front of me is a highway to success. I can tell you that the only 2 options we can see here is either we will succeed or we will succeed big. I'm going for the big. The succeed part, I will prove it later when we talk about our plan and in the production and everything. I'll explain it and you'll be convinced on my way that it's as easy as 1, 2, 3. I don't have a big problem in my life. I like to make the big problems multiple smaller problems because the small problem needs a small solution. If I look at it as a big problem, I will not be able to solve it alone. But if I take it one piece at a time, and the first pieces we have zero development or minimum development still to be done on the car. You drove the car and you sat in it yourself. We have no debts. We have a good start. We have less overhead than the other had. I mean, if they borrow $1 billion, you have to run every beginning of the month and put 20 million in the bank for the interest rate, not for the capital. We don't have that. We don't have to run to the bank anyway. So that's a good start. That's protecting the baby until it's walking and driving outside of the factory.
Yeah. Can you tell a little bit about your planning? When will production start? Is there still? I can imagine there is still a lot of work to be done, of course.
We didn't start yet. we just put the engagement ring. We're still in the beginning.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. Yeah,
are you done with the other questions? I'd like that part to be the last part because there's a lot of explaining to be done. So let's finish the other questions and we come back to it.
Well, perhaps one of the last questions is, but you might even want to conclude that in your final remarks, and hopefully you have a message for the worldwide Saab community as well, in encouraging in what you are going to do with the brands and the cars.
Okay, so let me start by explaining the whole plan that we have.
Yeah, great, great.
And I'm going to be honest, and I hope that they're not going to crucify me after what I have to say, but I'm going to be honest. Today, you do a plan. There's a product. That product needs another 5% workout, because when it was done, it's one thing. Today, the competition got advanced. We have to make it a better product. And I think you know Frank and Peter Dahl and the team that works with them. The team that was fired, we're going to bring back. And so the team of engineers and development back are coming back slowly with the beginning of the next year. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's the part of development and engineering and making the car ready for production. We think it's going to take a while, few months. Peter and Frank don't want me to say the numbers. I would like to go to make it fast as soon as possible. Now, there's the other part that you need a factory to make cars. Okay? Yeah. As I said before in other interviews, there is no factory today. There's warehouses. There's multiple buildings, multiple warehouses, multiple showrooms, but there is no factory in the sense of a factory. Okay, the paint line of production was capped. The robots were capped. There's an empty warehouse. That total area of Saab, if you want to continue the legacy of Saab, you have to bring back its buildings. You cannot make a small warehouse and then say, I'm going to make cars here, and then say, I'm going to bring legacy of Saab. No, you need actually what Saab owned in the 1930 to be able to bring its legacy and add on it. You need more areas because now the market is different, the people are different, the technology is different. So to start with, I need the home. I need a home. For the engineering part, we were able to get a building outside that circle for them to call it home today, because one part of the building is owned by NEVS. The other part is owned by Mr. Cervanti, which is 400,000 square meters. And the majority of the lands and the other areas is owned by the cities when the Evergrande sold it or NEVS sold it. Mm-hmm. So there's 2 million square meters. We control 0 of it. Mr. Cervanti, I offered him to sell it to me. He's a nice businessman. I respect him for that. He's going to look into the best return on his investment, which is normal.
Yes.
I told him sell it to me and there's X profit on it. He refused. I said 2X. He refused. So if I give him 3X, 10X, he's going to refuse because he wants to rent it to me. And I don't believe in renting my home. I don't take mortgage on my homes. I want to own it. I don't want to create debts and overhead on the company that if anything happens, I can lower my employees, increase my employees, but I don't want any reason to come somebody tell me, if you don't pay me, I'm going to push the company to bankruptcy. So in order to protect this, we need to own it. Now, at this moment, he's not selling to us. What do? We sit and cry? No. There's another 1.6 million square meters of land that the city owned. Mm-hmm. And we spoke to the mayor before the agreement, and he said, I'll do my best, but you know, it's paperwork and it's procedure to happen to return it back, to buy it back. We're not asking them, give it to us for free. We didn't say, oh, we're bringing people to work, we need a free land. No, we didn't say that. We said, we will pay for it, whatever you guys paid, plus premium. It's your right to make profit, but don't become like a private businessman, because Mr. Cervanti can ask double what he invested 2 months ago. But the city cannot ask us this, because you guys, you have to help us if you want us to stay in Trollhättan. Now we own the baby. Now, where do you want the baby to grow up? In Trollhättan or somewhere else? Let's say in a miracle, the city next month tells me this is the lands, which is not going to happen. It will take a year to be politically correct. Okay? And I need another. When I take these lands back, leaving Mr. Cervantes on the side, okay, I need to build new warehouses, and I need to build a new factory, and I need to bring companies to put a new line of production and infrastructure and everything. That's another 18 months to 2 years. So we both know, unless a miracle happens and Santa Claus comes back on New Year's Eve and he has a stick and he do something, and we wake up in the morning owning all this old Saab area, nothing is going to happen this year or second year in terms of production in Trollhättan. But that doesn't say Emily is not going to be produced. Okay, we always have a plan B. You remember I told you big problem and small problem? What the development team and the engineers team, they can start in the beginning of next year because we have a home for them and we have a location for them, and they're going to start working and developing and correcting, let's see, fine-tuning for the production of the Emily. Okay, now we have Jihad, who promised cars to start production in 2024. But Jihad is limited in his access to properties in Trollhättan that can welcome all these kind of people and all this kind of engineering. I knew that from day one. There is no way, even if Mr. Cervantes gives me the land for free today, even if the city gives me the land for free, there is no way I can produce in 2024 in Trollhättan because I have to install the lines of production. So we started working with a few contract manufacturing within the circle of Sweden. Like I would say between Netherlands. Netherlands is my preferred one. Okay, it happened, I know the guys in VDL. Okay, I started talking to them and they said, yeah, we welcome the idea. Why not? Okay, then Velvet, then Magna, then the other, there's hundreds of contract manufacturing. You choose the one that's more close to you and you can make a better deal with them because their line of productions is ready.
Yeah. Just for our viewers, and probably they're not all Dutch, so I want to explain to them that VDL is a Dutch contract manufacturer, car manufacturer, and they used to build Minis and BMWs, I think.
They used to build the Minis, only them. BMW doesn't build the Mini. The Mini is solely produced in their factories. So they're high level, they're good. I love them personally. I speak to the management. I know a few guys in them. My experience with them, dealing with them is comfortable. I went to Netherlands a lot before, so I know Netherlands. I can move around Netherlands. They're very close to Germany. Logistics area are very good. And they're still European. And the high quality caliber production partner. So we are speaking to multiple of these partners to choose which one is the one, and that will make our lives a lot easier because then we don't have to build the line, we don't have to lose the time to build the line. All what we need is to work with them on the tooling, the bill of materials, the supplier chain, which is we already know most of them, okay? And that will make the production something feasible and something that's beautiful that's going to come. And that's what I promised. I never promised that in 2024 we'll be into Trollhättan. I would love to get back Trollhättan back. I would love to keep the legacy going. It doesn't mean I'm going to be solely for Trollhättan. I let it take its time. Let's build the factory this time in a better way. Let's build the factory in a modern way. Let's make the house a home. Today it's a house. I want to make it home. In order to make it home, I need to take my time, but I'm not going to take my time and let everybody wait for Emily when Emily gets old and nobody wants it. So we want to bring Emily down and we want to bring Emily into the people. Now, that on the size of Emily and the promise I gave that in 2024, we're going to start the production. It doesn't mean we're going to have 100,000 cars parked in the parking. We're going to start in 2024. That's my promise. And that's within my capability and nobody can stop me from that. And I'm going to do it one way or another, like I said on Facebook. Now, another question pops in. How are you going to finance it? Okay, I just lowered my cost into going into production. If I want to go into production in Trollhättan, I need $1 billion. to fix the buildings, to install the lines of production before I even say I want to make a car. I don't need that. If I go to contract manufacturing in the first year, I don't need that.
No.
Technically, I need to give a bank guarantee for whether it's VDL or Velvet or Magna or anybody, whoever is going to be my contract manufacturing, I need to guarantee him that he's going to get paid. And a bank guarantee for me, if I call my bank and tell them I need a bank guarantee, they give it to me in a second. Why? Because I have properties, I have assets. Okay, number one. Number two is the company itself. The company has been evaluated at $5 billion, which is technically make the share before we acquired Emily, makes the share around $5. Okay, so if I need, let's say I don't have, and I'm a poor guy, and I don't know what I'm doing, and I cannot afford my coffee in the morning, and I need money. I own 95% today of the shares of the company. So if I sell 10%, which is 120 million shares, not at $5, you know what? I'm going to make a special. Saab Fans, you'll get it for $2. I'll get $250 million in cash, which is I don't need if I go to the contract manufacturing. I don't need today. My whole development thing is around 100 to 200 million, which is we're okay with it. Okay? So in reality, we don't need anything, but we're getting bigger. Why would somebody, you're going to tell me, okay, Jihad, who's going to buy the shares? Everybody that's smart. And I have a lot of smart friends. I'll give you an example. Let's say we do 100,000 MLEs in the first year. We give a contract, let's say for argument's sake, to Magna or one of the contract manufacturing, and we do 100,000 cars. You know how much our gross profit in that? Gross profit, 4 billion. Mm-hmm. If we sell Emily at 80,000, which is a very compatible price if you want to compare it to Tesla S. Tesla S is around $140,000, $150,000. So if we take 50% with the Emily specs and the Emily look and the Emily, which is USO, it's a very good price. If we sell it at 80, we'll make a gross profit of 4 billion. You know what? No, I'm lying. There's another 2 billion is going to go into management expenses, sales, marketing, blah, 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 blah. We make $2 billion. So, and we distribute another billion and we keep 1 billion for the shareholder. So every shareholder will get dividend $1. Okay? How many people do I know that will invest $2 to make in the first year $1, which is 50% return, and there's no risk because we don't have the hidden risk that the others had. The product is ready, contract manufacturing is ready and capable. All what you need is to put the relation together. It's like going in the kitchen, you have the ingredients and you have the chef. What can go wrong? Nothing.
No, you're right. You're right.
I'm not building cars myself. For the other question that they ask, how can this guy build cars? I'm not building cars. I'm only the chef who's telling everybody what to do.
You're just the entrepreneur, aren't you?
Thank you.
Yes, and I think you're a great entrepreneur. There's a question coming in from a viewer, and he asked, will Emily be sold online or through a dealer network?
I believe in family. If I do it online, that's mean I'm a lonely, autistic kid who wants to stay alone at home and work with a computer. Mm-hmm. And I believe in family. So do you think it's unfair for these people who believed in this car and stayed praying for the last 20 years that it will come alive again? Mm-hmm. Not to benefit from it? No, we will work through dealers. We will work the old way where you walk in and he greets you and he give candy to your kids when they're coming with you and show you the car and you drive the car and then you buy the car.
Like my dealer. Like my
well, we're okay. No preferences, but yes, exactly. And the Saab X dealers have the preference before anybody else. If I go, for example, if I want to talk about Amsterdam, and I have 10 people coming to me and telling me I want to be the dealer, but there's a guy who used to be a Saab dealer, I'll make sure he gets it better than anybody else. He has the chance in front of everybody else.
Okay.
That made you happy, huh?
I think that made a lot of people happy. Having a real... There are two things that make me happy. One, there might be perhaps at this moment small chance, but there might be a chance that Emily will be a Dutch-built car. Who knows? And we'll have back our Saab dealer network. So 2 times happy.
Yeah. There's nothing like family, my friend.
Okay.
And I think the Saab dealers are a big part of this family.
One last question from one of our members, viewers. Can you say something about the estimated price range for Emily?
I think I already announced it. It's going to be in the range of $80,000. $80,000, 80,000 euros, 75,000 euro, 80, like in that range.
Okay. And will you start developing the Emily GT as it is now, or will you start developing also a shooting brake, a convertible, an estate, whatever? I saw the renderings.
I didn't.
You're out of sound.
On my side.
Sorry, could you repeat that, because the sound went off for a moment, and it still does.
Nou, hij is nu weg. Hij is helemaal weg.
Nou, hij komt op terug. Nog weer even aanzetten, denk ik.
I'm back. I'm back.
You're back. About a shooting brake, convertible, and so on. That was the question.
I think we're going to do, not I think, I know we're going to do all of them, and that's in the scope of development during 2024. But please, let's stick to Emily, because let me walk before you expect me to run. I'm new to this. I need your help to help me know how to run.
Yeah, okay. You're welcome. I think we are about to close our interview, and I really would like to give you a chance for a nice and powerful epilogue, so to say. So
thank you. I would like to say one thing. You believed in everybody before. You believed in the GM, that it will be the saver. You believed in the other guys after it, and the other guys after it, and you believed in Evergrande with a big applause. And all of them came with their good and their bad. All of them, when the company started having trouble, they left her and they ran away. And it didn't decrease anything of their wealth. They didn't dig into their personal pocket to back up this company and to back up the house. I'm coming in fresh. I don't come with any trouble. I come with peace, with love. And I was attacked from first day one. I was attacked by people who didn't believe in themselves, not in myself. I would ask the people, the good people, the other people I wouldn't even want to talk about them. The good people who believe. Now you know my plan. By the way, my engineers don't know my plan, but you know it. I need you. Without you, I cannot do anything. Without you, the social media will be talking about us bad, and some people will believe it, although nobody brought any proof. We live in times where anybody can go on Facebook now and say, Mr. Erno stole from me 10,000 euro, and he's a scam, and he's a thief, and he's whatsoever, and that account is fake with nobody cuts back to it. And nobody, I mean, you live in Europe, you believe there's a law in Europe. If I stole somebody in Beirut, yeah, I'm more powerful than him in Beirut. And the law here, we can play around. But can you play around with your laws and your police stations? I mean, that's disrespect to the system. Don't believe this. I'm not asking you to defend me. I don't need anybody to defend me because I've never done anything wrong in my life. I need you to believe in the concept. These people are not attacking me because I mean nothing to them. I've never done anything. And one of the reporters even said, I got a phone call to alert me about, you got a phone call? Don't you know how to Google? Don't you know how to check? Okay, but anyway, they want to make likes and they want to make TikTok work and they want to make YouTube works. But we want to make Emily work. Let them work on their TikTok, on YouTube, on everything. We want to be able to stand tall in front of the Saab people and tell them we want the name back. We deserve the name back. And trust me, guys, some people say, oh, he will not change it. No, if I get the name Saab back, I'm not going to put it as a brand. I'm going to change EV Electra name into Saab. Okay? I'm going to change the whole thing into Saab. No, I'm not going to use it as a brand. It's going to be a badge of honor that I'm going to put on my chest, and I'm going to walk tall in front of everybody. I did it, but I don't want to say I did it. I want to say we did it. And I need your help. I need your help in making sure I'm walking in a different world. I've never been to Sweden before this time. I need the protection. People of Trollhättan, if you want me in Trollhättan, I need things to get faster. The city, the mayor, everybody, make things faster so we can get the house back and we can make it home. Until then, we have to stay at our cousins, at our neighbors, and bake the cake at my neighbor's home because my gas is not working. Until then, I need the help of everyone in Saab. We are the Sappers. I am proud to say I'm a Sapper. We will do it. But in order to do it, we have to walk slowly. And since I don't know the ground, a lot of people are putting mines on my way. And only you can protect me until we reach our goal and walk with me. I don't want to walk alone. Eating alone is not fun. Eating in a group is fun. Let's eat together. Let's work together. Let's do the Emily, do the other cars, and God knows how many other models we're going to develop. I'm planning to keep this company for my son. He calls himself the CEO of the company already, and he's only 12. So this is not a company for sale. This is a company for family. Be the family that I want. And thank you very much. I really thank you for the opportunity to come and talk to every one of you. And please don't be a stranger. You have my number, my private number. You have everything about me. Any question, anytime, I'm available.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for this.
My pleasure.
An open-hearted and lovely interview. Thank you very much, and hope to
My
see
pleasure.
you in real life. Okay.
Thank you,
bye-bye.
sir. Thank you. Bye.